So, liver with... I shouldn't say that. Come on. Okay. I ate some liver with fried fava beans and a good Chianti. Yeah, something like that. Okay, it's you and me tonight. Just you and moi. We're gonna play. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna play a little game called Where in the World is Tom? We'll also play a little game called What Happens Next? And I want to know how your day has been. Let's swap stories about our day. I'll tell you about mine if you tell me about yours. You show me your day, I'll show you yours. We're looking for the comments and first on board tonight because it's time for the Tom London Show. Ja, but that's what hulle in die Vrystaat sê. Ja, but how was your day? Drop me a comment in the comment section down below this video and tell me how your day's been. I care about you. I want to know how you are. I want to know how your day's been. 8:30 tonight. Someone was rushing home.
Good evening, Mr. London. It's 8:30.
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
on our way home.
Racing home.
Why is Mom rushing and driving so fast?
That would be the Tom London show.
Show.
Why is Mom skipping a red robot?
That'd be the Tom London show.
Why has Mom got her hazard lights on?
That'd be the Tom London show.
Who is Mom's therapist?
Me.
London shows.
Yes, because you make me very happy.
You make me
Have a
happy.
good show, Tom.
Merci. All right, shall we see who's up first? Who's on? We're going to make the show quite interactive tonight, so get your fingers ready to do a lot of typing. Get your brain ready to do a lot of guessing. Hello to you, wherever you find yourself in and around South Africa. Our primary audience is in the Rainbow Nation. You may be in Cape Town. Hello, Mother City. I love Cape Town. I love you. I love Cape Town. I lived in Stellenbosch for 2 years. That was great. Civilized place. People, they got rules that are like hundreds of years old in Stellenbosch. They still stop at zebra crossings. You can tell who the Joburgers are visiting Stellenbosch because they're the ones that drive straight through the zebra crossing. But everyone in Stellenbosch obeys the rules. Unlike Joburg, where I'm sitting right now, it's cold, hey? Chilly afternoon and evening in Joburg. What's the weather like your side of the world? And here's my first question for you tonight. How's your day been? Tell me about your day. Maxine Smith says, hello, Tom. The Smiths are first on board. Maxine, Lionel, and young Mr. Smith is on board. Charlie. John Moslin, hopefully your face is recovered. I was shocked. I looked at the picture again the other night, last night, of your violent spider bite, and the first thing I thought was I would not mess with that guy. Patricia Ann Scott says, hello, everybody. Got the pillows or cushions right way up for Patricia tonight. My brother Nick is on board. Nick says, hey Tom, hey everybody. In fact, why don't we go to a couple of pictures that Nick sent me and see if I can show you what kind of life my brother has. A great life, let me tell you. My brother is the smartest guy. I've got two brothers. They're both smarter than me because my brother 2 years younger than me, Greg, he lives on Phi Phi Island in Thailand. That ain't bad, hey? And then my other brother lives in a nature conservancy called Marloth Park, bordering the Kruger Park, and he's got a good life too. He looks out of his window and he sees nature. I suppose I see it as well, but I see suburban nature, right? See, we can see, my brother Nick sent me some pictures of what's been going on in his life just the last couple of days. You want to take a look? All right, here we go. So that is in the driveway of one of the houses in Marloth. Ain't that cool? Zebras. Sometimes you find zebras in zebra streets. There is a street there called Zebra and often has zebras in it. That's my brother Nick. 3/4 side back view or whatever you call that. I don't know what he's looking at. Ain't the zebras. And then this is the little, what's that, a banded mongoose coming in to get something to eat. That's what happens when you live in Marloth. Your visitors are animals. So I'm like, okay, I know what kind of day my brother had. He had a day around nature. Ain't that good? Nicole Patterson said, I had a very frustrating day because I've been retrenched and I'm bored out of my mind. Oh, wow, that's horrible. Being retrenched is just a terrible thing. Maybe we can all just hit the heart button for Nicole Patterson for a second and send some love her way and some good luck and good wishes that she can get a job soon and not be bored and frustrated, because boredom and frustration are two very dangerous things. At least for me, I can get up to all sorts of nonsense. Alistair Jameson's on board. Good evening, Tom. London Val Landau says, no power where we stay. It will come back on. Nick said it was hot today. Cheryl Vian is on board. Hey, Cheryl. Good to have you with us. Good evening all, and Mr. London. Where's the butler? You're starting this already. I might drag the butler in tonight. Let's see. Chad Thomas, regular viewer, is on board. Thank you, Chad. Good to see you. Mark Emmerman out of the USA, Miami side, says hi. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Laura Kathleen says, hi, Tom. Hi, everyone. Not a good day for me. Was today one of those days that was just like, ugh? Because that's how I felt it was. I felt that I could have slept from the time I woke up. Does that make sense? We got Friday the 13th coming up tomorrow. Do you believe in like a collective thing? If it's a bit of a blur day, it's pretty much like that for everyone, or am I just in the minority? Myself and Laura and Nicole. Love you so much. You make my evening. You make my evening for pressing the play button. Thank you. Helen is on board. Hello, Tom and everybody. Benjamin Jones says, wonderful rain, nothing trumps that. I know, I went out for a walk today and it wasn't raining, and halfway through my walk at the furthest distance from the house, it started raining. But you know, the rain on my shoulders and on my face felt good today. I like that. Edward Sayers. Hi, Edward. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you on board. Boca Raton is Mark Emmerman's domicile, his place of residence. That's a nice part of the world. One day I'm going to go visit Mark in Boca. I'll get loca right down in Boca. Carlos Hartwell says, hi, Tom. Great to see you. Regarding last night's show, found the interview a bit too long. Oh, we're getting critted. I log on to see you. Enjoy your show. Interviews are great, but not too long, maximum 30 minutes. I think you got a point there. I take all criticism and I digest it. When are you coming down to Cape Town again, Tom, says Patricia Ann Skoltz. I think I'm scheduled to come down to Cape Town around the 2nd of December. I'm planning to come down 2nd and 3rd of December. Helen says, love Marloth Park. It is, it's a special place. If you've never heard of Marloth Park, it's like a suburb in the bush. No walls, no fences, just animals. My daughter has just returned from honeymoon there 2 weeks ago. Where, Marloth, Boca, or Pee-Pee? Gaynor says, hi, Tom and everybody. A lot of people on board tonight. It's nice to see that. Had a little laugh. My old office had a fire evacuation. SABC Radio Park. Yeah, Schadenfreude. Eh? I'm like that. I shouldn't be. I know I shouldn't be like that, but I am. Like when I leave a business, let's say I go to a business and I get bad service. I remember I once walked into a CNA and I was standing in the queue at the CNA and there was an old man, he must have been 90, battling to stay up on his feet. And he was trying to buy the Computer Form, the horse racing magazine. And he had a 200 Rand note. I think the magazine was about $15 or something. And when he got to the counter in front of me, the lady said, no, go find change. And I thought, that's terrible. He's an old man. You should go and find change for him. So you know me, I got a loud mouth. I started bop, 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 bop from the queue. And then I wished that their business would close. And I wish it would go under. I wished all sorts of bad things on them. And I know you shouldn't, but I did. And then one day, that CNA closed. And I was like, yeah. And I know I shouldn't, but I did. Joel van der Mav is on board. How's it, Joel? Good to have you on board tonight. Just run through some of the messages, right, and see what you were up to. I want to know, and we're going to play some games. Brendan Scott says, my day was very busy, but great day. The classic Porsche 944 in the video you showed in your interview with me sold yesterday. Hey, that's brilliant. The Porsche 944 is sold. Well done. Maxine Smith says, autumn has arrived here. This is over in the UK, right? Chill in the air. I'm going to put the phone on a bracket and watch and listen while doing the washing up. Haven't managed to train the males here yet. I'm terrible with dishes. That's why I need someone to live with me so that we can share the dishwashing responsibilities. I got two things I have a problem with. Mopping, sweeping and mopping, because that's one thing, and washing dishes. So my dishes pile up, and then a couple of days later, I look at the sink and I go, Tom, that is just so sad. Get off your backside and go and wash the dishes. I did that tonight before the show. I thought, oh, well, quick 10 minutes. 45 minutes later, I'm still scrubbing pots. Derek and Val are on board. Alistair had a fantastic day. Watched the Proteas cream the Aussies by 143 runs in the World Cup. What World Cup? Is there a Cricket World Cup going on at the same time as that? Makes no sense. Why would the cricketers have a World Cup at the same time as the Rugby World Cup? Is there a Cricket World Cup on? Didn't even know. Helen said an old colleague never got out of bed on Friday the 13th, never came to work. True story. Superstition, hey? Maybe I should ask you what your superstitions are. Pop them in the comments section down below. Are you superstitious by nature? When Friday 13th comes around, you don't want to go anywhere? I don't have many superstitions. I'll walk under a ladder. I'll open an umbrella indoors. But the one thing I will not do is if a black cat crosses my path, I turn around and I leave. I go the other direction. It's caused a lot of trouble for me coming home sometimes because there's a black cat that runs across the road here. And at times I've been driving up the road and then the black cat runs across and then I stop the car, I turn around and then I try and find a route, a circle around and then come back and try and not cross the path of the black cat. This has been going on for about 20 years and my friends and people who know me think it's hilarious. They think I'm joking until it happens when they're with me and I go, nah, we can't go forward now. Once I stood in the same spot for 2 hours hoping that the black cat curse would go away and I had to cross its path. And then things went wrong. So I'm not superstitious except for black cats. Carolyn Smith says, good morning from New Zealand. How's it, New Zealand? Beautiful country, hey? If you like peace and quiet, you just go disappear into the mountains. I've had those fantasies. Hi, people are saying hello to each other. That's nice. Say how's it to each other. Make friends. Belle says, I have beautiful sketches I've done. Should anyone be interested, inbox her. There we go. Rolene said, I had an amazing day. Also chatted to Greg. That's my brother, Greg. I know Rolene is a scuba diver. I am not a scuba diver. I'm very different to my brother in that respect. He tried to get me to go scuba diving with him for 10, 15 years. My brother's one of the best scuba divers in the world, and so I trust him. But I just never wanted to go underwater. And then one day he said, come, let's go Bass Lake. And he took me down to 3 meters, and I was on my knees on the bottom at 3 meters, shallow part of Bass Lake. And then we had to do some little exercises where you take the regulator out your mouth, pop it back in, clear your mask and stuff. And I started choking on some water. Underwater. That's got to be the most frightening thing that's ever happened to me. And there I was. I didn't know you could just cough all the water out of the regulator. I thought I was going to die. I said to my brother, Greg, me, go up now. And he went, no, 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 you stay down now. And then when I tried to go up, he held me down. And I thought I used to like this guy, but now I don't. And then I said, no, I'm going up. We went up. And I said, why did you make me stay down? He said, we solve our problems underwater. I had a problem with the word problem and underwater in the same sentence. Anyway, we did go diving, went to 12 meters. It was very weird. There was this fish. It looked like it was floating. It was just sitting there eyeballing me. And all I could think of was, you would taste good with some lemon butter sauce. So yeah, I'm not a scuba diver. But if you are, and that's your thing, that's cool. Hello, Tom. Loved your interview with Stan last night. Would love to see more Radio Rockstars. Yeah, we'll get more people in, and we'll do more interviews. Helen says, hey, yes, S.A. slayed Oz today. Kelly says she won't walk under a ladder. Galen says, my husband won't drive if the black cat walks in his path. Last time he did, he had a motorbike accident, broke his back. You see? I'm telling you. Thanks, Daryl. Chris is on board. How's it, Chris? Good to have you with me. Is that a black cat? And then laughing face. You tell me you aren't superstitious, Chris? I am. It's the one thing, man. Carol De Silva Pereira. Hello, Tom, and all from Springs. Springs represented tonight. Gaynor says, I have a mammogram checkup and didn't realize it was Friday the 13th. You're not going to sleep tonight. Medical tests are horrible, aren't they? Because when you have a medical test, you always imagine the worst is coming. I'm like that. Chris says, my cat that I named Sophie always brought snakes from the field. I always knew at the moment it was the start of a bad week. See? We're onto something here with superstition, I'm telling you. We're onto something. Shall we open the lines, open the voice note lines? You know, one of the things that I want to build on the show is getting the voice notes up and getting more and more voice notes in. And it is kind of unusual because you don't really do voice notes on talk radio, but I'm loving the interaction I'm able to have with voice notes. And I would love to have that kind of interaction with you. So, if you wanna, only if you wanna, and by the way, thank you to everyone who's hit the like button. Thank you to everyone who's hit the share button on these posts. Thank you to everyone who's commented, everyone who's watched. Just thank you. Thank you for all the messages that come through to me, encouraging me and saying, keep on going, it's looking good, people offering to help. It's so nice to see, and I really have been blessed by your kindness, so thank you. Brendan Mengel. Brendan went to high school with me. Springs boys, hey. Hi. Hey, Tom London. How are things going, my friend? Cheers, Brendan. Brendan's a Facebook friend of mine. He's got such a nice family, and I'm always, whenever he posts something, I just smile. It's nice to see. Nice to see people happy. Are you ready to play What Happened Next? Here, just your guesses. So we're going to look for guesses, right? Now let's play What Happened Next. What Happened Next is next. All right, so this is a little segment called What Happened Next. And then after this, we're going to play Where in the World Am I? And you're going to guess. And I'm going to try and make it hard for you. And then we're going to see how sharp you are. Don't forget, you can leave a voice note right now on 067 219 7893. 067 219 7893. You should be careful when you message me because I will just talk about you. Laura Kathleen says, I do a reverse psychology on Friday the 13th. Always make it a flippin' awesome day. Shani DeWitt. Shani DeWitt. Lani. Shani DeWitt's on board. It's my first ex-girlfriend watching the show. Cheers, Shani. Thanks for joining us. Shani's cool. We don't go out anymore. We used to. We went out for 6 years. She's a fitness freak. I'd be sleeping in the bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and she'd be doing star jumps. That's Shani DeWitt. This is a Shani DeWitt impersonation. And I'd be like, jeez, you've got a lot of energy. Shani's a great personal trainer. I think she operates out of the Virgin Active Key West. If you need someone to get your body in shape, there really isn't anybody better than Shani. I'm glad she was an ex-girlfriend of mine because she helped me lose 35 kilos. I was 35 kilos heavier, and I said to her, I need to lose this weight. I'm going to run. And she said, Tommy, you can't out-train a bad diet. And so she worked on my diet with me, and she told me that I was only allowed Kentucky Fried Chicken 4 times a year. So I made my first Kentucky Fried Chicken on January the 25th. And then the next one was March 25th or something like that. Jeez, I count down for those days. But if you need someone to get your body in shape, Shani DeWitt's the person to do it. Key West Virgin Active, you might find her there. And then she's got a gym at Blueberry Square in Honeydew called Mover, Moova, Mover Fitness. I cannot recommend her more highly. And she's an angel. She's just a darling. So if you need to get fit, make sure it's with DeWitt. Just don't say yes on the air again. I didn't know that it was coming out differently on the subtitles. Did you have a Barney with Shani? Yes, like, don't let me get into that. Shani was stronger than me. She's strong, eh? It's one of those people you don't want to fight. No, I love her to pieces. We're not together. We haven't been for years and years, and she moved on. But that's okay. I'm one of these guys that doesn't get jealous. I don't understand guys that get jealous. When you break up with someone and they move on with your life and you move on with your life, what's the use of jealousy? And I see so many people do it. Mostly men, I think. They're like, I don't want her to be with anyone else. No, you've moved on. They're going to be. You're going to be. It's okay. Que sera, sera. Life's good. I got no jealousy in me with stuff like that. While I'm with you, jealous as hell. But when you're gone, no, I'm not jealous. All right, let's see what John Moslin has to say, and we play What Happens Next.
Hi, Tom. I've given you a clue with my photograph. Where
Yes.
do you think I am?
What?
Hi, Tom. I've given you a clue with my photograph. Where do you think I am?
Santon? I don't know. No, hold on. We're not playing your Where Am I game. We're playing my Where in the World Am I game. John turning the tables on me. All right, so we're done. How was your day? Should we do What Happened Next? All right, so I'd like your guesses on this little video clip. And you've got to guess what's going to happen next, right? You can come up with an answer that you think is absolutely spot on, or you can come up with an answer that is wildly creative or crazy. And I'd like to see if anybody actually gets this, right? So here we go. You ready for the first video? Right. He's backing up. He's backing up. Right. What happens next? Do you know? Can you guess? Put it in the comment section down below. Let me play it for you again. No clues. Right. Backing up, backing up, backing up. What happens next? You think you can get it? Pop it in the comment section down below. I'm telling you, what happens next is not something you expect. It's got nothing to do with cigarettes. But it is totally unexpected, and I don't know if anybody's actually going to get it. Alistair Jameson, Brendan Mengel, Kelly Davro. By the way, if you've seen this video before, you're not allowed to guess because you're not guessing, right? Should we see what you got to say? All right, let's see what you got to say. What happens next? Here he is, backing up. About to have something happen. What is it? Kelly says, did he stall? Brendan Mengel says he lights the tires up. His car catches fire, says Cheryl Wehan. Laura says he spins the wheels. Helen says the car blows up or catches fire. Any other guesses? Anybody else want to guess what happens next with Mr. Do you know? Do you want to hazard a guess? Crazy burnout, says Brendan. Okay, Brendan's going with the spinning wheels story. I wonder when I should put you out of your misery. Maybe I should put you out of your misery now. All right, let's do this. This is what happens next. See, 32,000 people actually enjoyed this. He didn't. All right, there he goes. Gooi, China, gooi. Remo. Fatal Fluffy. Yeah, go, Charlie. And emergency exit. There we go. And that's what happened next. And Alistair Jameson got it, but I think he cheated. He hits the highway, loses it, and falls out the door. That's just too coincidental. You've seen that video. Disqualified from all future competitions on the Tom London Show. Wendy Mechanic's on board. Garth Latham says, not a clue. Garth Latham out of Springs. Do you want to see that again? He hit the road, says Ken. Yeah, he did hit the road, didn't he? He hit the road, Jack, and he broke his back. Press that button. And exit. Wendy says I'm being unfair. He may be right. Wendy, you too trusting. You too trusting. And then Laura says, but it was half a wheel spin at first. So then you're half right. Check the lines. Looking for voice notes. Leave your voice note. Just send me a voice note. I feel lonely if I don't get a voice note. I mean, I know you're there, but it's your voice I want to hear too. Voices are cool. And it's your voice that I would like to hear on a voice note. Brendan says a Springs boy would not have fallen out. Exactly. Motor racing was what we did as teenagers in Springs with our parents' cars when they weren't looking. We were Grand Prix drivers by 16 back then. All right. Where in the world is Tom? Now, this game we're going to play, you can ask me questions and I'll give you answers. And then the first person who gets it right becomes our cranium of the week. So if you'd like to be the cranium of the week, I encourage you to start. Why am I sideways like that? That's weird. I'm holding on. Everything's gone a bit skew here. Where in the world am I? Are you ready? You can ask questions. So your question could be, are you on Earth? That'd be a good starting question. You could say, are you in Europe? Stuff like that. Okay, are you ready? Wendy wants to know how you turn off the subtitles. Can someone please help Wendy? Alistair wants to know, am I north of the equator? I am south of the equator. I like Lil Cook. Lil says, except Alistair, who's banned from playing. I like that. Except Alistair doesn't know where I am. He's guessing now, you see. He's playing for real. Wendy says, on this planet? Yes, I'm on this planet. Right, Kelly wants to know, am I north or south or east or west? I'm south of the equator, and then it depends which way the globe is, you know, whether I'm east or south or west. I guess I'm in the middle somewhere. Where in the world am I? Lionel wants to know if I'm in Joburg. I'm not in Joburg. Wendy says I'm in Randburg. No, I'm not. I don't mean where I am physically right now. We're playing a game. Where in the world am I? Could be anywhere, right? Not Randburg. What are you doing where I am? I tell you what I'd like to be doing where I am. Yeah, I tell you where I'd like. What I would like to be at this place with a particular lady. She knows who she is. I think she's watching. I would like to be sitting outside with her, sipping a crisp Chardonnay, picking pickled quail's eggs out of a jar and sipping wine. That's what I'd like to be doing where I am. you know where I am yet? I don't think you got a clue, right? South Hills, says Kelly. No, I'm not in South Hills. John Moslin says, are you in Rivonia? No, I'm not in Rivonia. Wendy Mechanic says, maybe Rudaput. No. Cheryl is asking which continent. No, you have to ask me if I'm on a continent. Nicole says, maybe at the Casbah in Springs. I'm not at the Casbah in the Springs. Lil Cook says the UK. I'm not in the UK. Are you in Marloth Park? Asks Alistair Jameson. No. In the studio in PE, says Jose. No, I'm not in Port Elizabeth. Haha on the flat earth, says Vel. Near or on a beach? Asks Lionel Smith. No, nowhere near a beach. I'm not near a beach. Are you close to the sea? Same kind of question from Carlos Hartwell. No, I'm not near the sea. Where am I? Such a shiny Coke tonight, says Diane. I know, it's a cute little Coke. It's one of those baby ones. That's when a 1 litre and a 1 litre hooked up, and then they made a little baby like that. Give us a clue, says Brendan. I'll do that. Little Cook says France. Kenny Warren says on a game farm. No. Brendan Mengel says Geduld. No, I'm definitely not in Geduld. I was scared of Geduld. This is so hard, says Cheryl. Yeah, I'll make it easier, don't worry. Wendy says Rampart Ridge. No. Where do you get the quail's eggs? Asks Diane. Those come from quails. Stellenbosch, no. In a game reserve, no. Morocco, no. Clue, please, says Wendy. Where's your lady's favorite place? Hopefully my place. Hopefully, I know she's my lady. Not right now, maybe. I don't know. You sound lost, Tom. I'm not lost. Southern Hemisphere, says Ill. Yes, I'm in the Southern Hemisphere. Carlos Hartwell says, are you in South Africa? Yes, I'm in South Africa. Now you're getting warmer. A clue. Let's see. A clue. I'm in a place that's got about 2,500 people that live there. There's a clue. You're getting warmer. Southern Hemisphere, South Africa. That's where I am. A bar in Krugersdorp. Never tried that. Too scared. Are you in Gauteng? Asks Cheryl. No, I'm not in Gauteng. Helen says, are you in Cape Town? No, I'm not in Cape Town. Why is it taking you guys so long? Huh? Come on. 4 ways. Wendy Mechanic. Cheryl, are you in the Karoo? Yes! Yes, I'm in the Karoo. I'm in the Karoo somewhere. Wendy says 4 ways. Definitely not. Are you getting warmer now? No, Brendan. This game was supposed to go on for longer. No, Brendan. No, Brendan Mengel. No. Brendan got it 1 shot. Sutherland. I'm in Sutherland. Okay, I'm in Sutherland. Congratulations, Brendan Mengel, our cranium of the week. From Springs. The rest of you weren't fast enough. Brendan was on the money. Everyone's coming in with different answers now. Beaufort West, Colesberg, Dahlstrom. No. The answer is Sutherland. Brendan Mengel was on fire tonight. His cranium was working like a Pentium. And he got it. First shot. Kabah! Sutherland. Anyone here ever been to Sutherland? It's a town in South Africa, Northern Cape Karoo. These were clues that I was going to give you. And then Brendan got it before I could even give you the clues. It's cold. Did you know that Sutherland's the coldest place in South Africa? Coldest temperature recorded in Sutherland, -16. And it's known for lots of sand and stars. Sutherland has some of the clearest night skies in the world. I thought I'd take you on a tour of Sutherland. Shall we go to the petrol station? There we go. There's the petrol station. Where's the shop? Has it got a shop? Got a little Winkel in there. Have you ever been to Sutherland? Let me know what it's like. I've never been and I want to go. There's an aerial shot of Sutherland. You can see how big it is. My kind of town. Sutherland in the wintertime. Yeah. Sutherland stargazing. How cool is that? And there's a really cool telescope. The Salt Array telescopes. Main road of Sutherland. You can see there's lots of action in Sutherland. And this is the sign I would like to see one of these days. Welcome to Sutherland. I'll tell you my Sutherland story. I used to fly between Cape Town and Joburg twice a week, and it really is backbreaking. This thing about jet setting, hey, I'm a jet setter, that thrill wears off very quickly. Very, very quickly. After about 10 flights, you're like, oh man, I don't like this anymore. Twice a week I would fly between Joburg and Cape Town, and when you fly down to Cape Town, there's something in flying called the top of descent with commercial aviation. That's the point where they pull the throttles back and they start descending, and pilots try and work out where that top of descent is. And when you fly to Cape Town, it's around Sutherland. So when you hear the engines spool back and you start descending, normally the captain comes on and goes, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain Darby speaking. We are currently about to begin our descent into Cape Town International, about 20 minutes out. All the passengers on the left side of the plane, if you look out the window, you can see the metropolis of Sutherland, where you'll check the telescopes out. And I used to look out of the window at this little dorp in the middle of nowhere that I've never been to, and I used to go, I wish I lived in Sutherland. I want to be there. I'd rather be there than at 36,000 feet. And so I developed this unhealthy obsession with Sutherland, and I wanted to just live there one day. I still have a dream of opening a hotel in Sutherland for all the stargazers. Come along and chill out, kick back, just look up. And that's the entertainment. Don't need to do anything else. The heavens will provide. How come you're in Sutherland, Tom? Says Wendy Mechanic. I think I've explained that now. Because a lot of my time is spent fantasizing. I spend a lot of time inventing things in my head, thinking about the future and trying to invent some. I'm like that. I don't know if you do it. Do you? Do you try and look into your future and try and work out what it looks like? When I look into my future, I see Sutherland. I do. I see a little Sutherland house and a little Sutherland scrappy dog and a very good heater. I would like to live in Sutherland one day, maybe. Alistair says your hotel will be full for a week a year. I'm hoping the occupancy rate would be a bit higher than that, but who knows? Well, I actually expected that content to go on for a bit longer. So now I've got a gap in the program. What shall we do? Okay, well, why don't you pick a topic, put it in the comments section, and then we can talk around the topic. How's that? Where does that come from? Do you have a desire to grow carrots? No, nothing at all. In fact, I've never wanted to grow a carrot. Where does that question come from? Alistair wants Friday the 13th stories. I want a topic that we can bash around the comments section. Rugby and cricket. Yeah, Helen, you're being evil now. Can't be telling me about rugby and cricket. I'm the worst. I can tell you that Simone Biles won the World Gymnastics just last week. And I can tell you that Max Verstappen is the new F1 champion. Cheryl says, I know where the carrot question comes from. Do you guys know something that I don't? Is there some kind of chit-chat going on behind my back here? Am I being spoken about? No decent topics yet. Is that Brendan? Oh no, that was Brendan guessing geduld. Okay. Where's Sutherland, says Wendy? Sutherland's in the Northern Cape. And now I'm starting to get messages from an hour ago. That's weird. I'm just looking for topics. Road trip, Tom, says Claire. Claire Feldman, I would gladly go on a road trip. Maybe a couple of us get in your car and off we go. Are you a good driver? I have driven with you. You're not a bad driver. The worst is when you drive in with someone that drives badly. I love Uber and Bolt. I absolutely love Uber and Bolt. Whenever I can, I Uber and Bolt. I've done about 3,000 rides with them. And every now and then you get a driver that can't drive. Some guy who just arrived in South Africa and I don't know, he bought a driver's license and he's still learning. I've been two or three out of 3,000 or so rides. Scared the heck out of me. Once we went up the pavement around a bend and blew the tires. And twice I've been in an Uber where we had punctures and we had to pull over on the side of the road and I had to help the Uber driver change the tire. Have you got any good Uber or Bolt stories? You can throw that out there. The lady sitting next to Tom's right says he loves carrots. I don't even know what you're on about. I can't work that out. You need to really market Sutherland. No one's heard of it, says Wendy. Yeah, maybe I could set up the Sutherland Marketing Association. Rule of the road, everyone drives badly except you. That's true. You guys would make very bad producers, I must tell you. Are you a carrot farmer in Sutherland? No, I'm not a carrot farmer. I'm just chilling under the stars with a gorgeous woman. That's what I'm doing in Sutherland. Has anybody got a decent topic on the table? I mean, I like to say nice things, but I can only criticize your production skills tonight, unfortunately. Oh.
Mr. London, let me put you out of your misery.
Yeah?
Many years ago, many years ago, I worked for a seed company.
A seed
and
company?
Sutherland is no...
A seed company? What, a company that sells seeds? Really? I would call that company Succeed Pty Limited.
Mr. London,
Yeah.
let me put you out of your misery.
Okay.
Many years ago, many years ago, I worked for a seed company. And Sutherland is known for growing carrots.
Really?
Because the cool weather helps them to make seed.
Are you teaching
so
me?
if you need carrot seed to grow carrots, you get the seed from Sutherland. Yes, and I shared this with Alistair. He knows all about the carrots.
The two of you are in cahoots, I tell you. You're in cahoots, and I don't know whether I like you being in cahoots. Cheryl is busy behind the scenes, feeding information to Alistair. And they're scheming and plotting against me. Here's a topic. Drained in Glen Vista this afternoon. Alistair says I used to drive for Uber. One night I was in Camps Bay and I got called to take someone home from a pub. When I got there, Jeremy Mansfield squeezed himself into my passenger seat next to me. Really? Did you drive Jem around? I got so many memories of Jeremy Mansfield when I was working at 702. He was the breakfast show host at 94.7. And I was doing 4 to 6 in the morning, and I used to go out on the balcony and smoke, and then he'd come to work early, 4 o'clock or so for the 6 a.m. show. And there were many times during the news I'd run out and have a smoke. He'd be on the balcony smoking, and the two of us would stand there in silence. It would be cold in winter. Prime Media wouldn't let you smoke inside. I tried that once. I tried to smoke inside, but with the front part of me hanging out of a window. And then I got called into the station manager's office, Peladi Gwangwa. She called me in and she said, "Have you been smoking in the studio? I mean, inside the building?" I said, "Absolutely not." She said, "Tom, are you sure?" I'll never forget this conversation. She said, "Are you sure you haven't been smoking inside the building?" I said, "I promise you, Peladi, I know the rules. I know the law. I've not been smoking inside 702's offices." I thought I was okay when I said that. And then she pulled up the security camera footage. Oh boy. And you could just see me hanging out the window trying to smoke outside the building. But technically they said because my feet were in the office, I was smoking in the office, even though my head was out the window. So I'd have to run off to the balcony and I'd stand there with Mansfield. And he used to be miserable at 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 a.m., Jeremy was miserable. 6 o'clock, he'd be on like a Scot. Good morning, bunnies! Yeah. But 4 a.m., he'd just be like this. And I go up and stand next to him and go, how's it, Jim? And he'd go, how's it? And I used to have a Zippo lighter in those days, and he'd say, don't understand why you light your smokes with a Zippo lighter. Tastes like fuel. You'd always have a Bic. And then Jeremy would say something. Every year for the 8 or 9 years that I worked at Prime Media, he said this. We'd stand on the balcony as the weather would start getting a bit better and the temperature would climb. And I would always say the same thing. I'd say, the weather's getting better. It's so nice and warm now. And he'd go, trust me, Tom, I've been doing this show for 10 years. There's one more cold snap coming in October. And he was right. Whenever I think of Jeremy, I think of that balcony and how he was the only person in South Africa when the whole country was saying, yay, it's warm. He was the only one saying, one more cold snap coming. Good memories of Jim. What else have we got here tonight? Another voice note. I'm liking this. Thank you for sending the voice notes. I really do like them.
Tom, do you remember George the Porra?
I don't. Was that it? That was the voice note?
Tom, do you remember George the Porra?
You can't say that stuff anymore. When I was a kid, we used to fling words around like there was Springs Boys High. Springs had a whole lot of everyone was an immigrant in Springs. But we had a Greek guy that owned the corner cafe called George's Bakery. His wife's name was Helen. And he used to do the Take Chappies thing. And he had a Pac-Man machine. We'd hang around George's Bakery. And there were kids who had a tendency of like trying to steal a sweet and stuff. But George was sharper than them. You know, when you're 10 years old, you think you're sharper than the adults in the room, but you're not. George had eagle eyes. And whenever someone tried to steal a chappie or a sweet, he'd call their mother. And you don't want to be growing up in Springs and your parents get called by George. And they have to come along to George's Bakery and be told that their child is a thief. That's what used to happen. Stand there playing Pac-Man all day. George's Bakery. So, yeah, definitely no great producers here because you're good viewers and listeners, but topics are rather thin on your side. I'm running through the comments and I just can't see a decent topic here. I really can't. There's like nothing. Nix. Absolutely nothing. Another time I got to take a Playboy center spread girl from the airport to her Airbnb in Bloberg. And then there dots afterwards. So what does that mean when you see dot afterwards? Did you just drop her off or did you go and have a cup of coffee with her in an Airbnb? I didn't know George the Porra. Benjamin wants to know, hey Tomster, what do people have in their car boot or cubby? Ford owners, we get why you got a toolbox. Oh, it's a question. Oh, that's the first decent producer question tonight. That will work. Yeah, that will work. Maxine says it's Thursday. The brains are fried from a busy week. Have we all got fried brains? I think so. We may have fried brains tonight. What do you have in your car cubby hole? Or in your boot? What do you carry in the boot of your car? Actually, I would expand on that. I would change that. If we were having a producers meeting, I would say, let's turn that into what do you have in your handbag? Because I think handbags are way more interesting than cubby holes. I used to love my mom's handbag. I would dig into it whenever I could, looking for 20 Rand notes. I always wondered whether my mother missed her 20 Rand notes. But you know, when you're a kid and you're desperate, that's like the bank. Your mom's handbag is like the bank. I would love to scratch around in my mom's handbag and hope there was a 5 Rand coin or 10 Rand note in there that she'd forgotten about and then borrow it. Never look in a woman's handbag. I don't think I've ever scratched around in a girlfriend's handbag. I mean, many times I look and I'm tempted. I'm like, yeah, I want to check what's going on in that handbag, but I know you're not allowed to and you're not supposed to, so I don't. It don't. All right, who's this?
Okay, so here's a little story.
Yes.
When I was very young, must have been about 7 or 8.
Yeah,
My dad sent me to the shop to buy a loaf of bread.
yeah.
18 cents for a brown bread.
Are you in the bath? Will you just listen to this call and tell me whether this call is in the bath? Sounds like you're in the bath. I like that.
Okay, so here's a little story.
Yeah.
When I was very young, must have been about 7 or 8.
Uh-huh.
My dad sent me to the shop to buy a loaf of bread. 18 cents
80
for a brown
cents.
bread.
Yeah.
And he gave me 20 cents. And the change that I got, the 2 cents change that I got, I used to buy chappies with. When I got home, he asked me, where's this change?
Uh-huh.
And I said to him, I don't know, Dad, the lady didn't give me change.
Oh, you
So he
blamed
said
it.
to
Oh,
me,
wow.
You get back on your bike and you go back to the shop and you tell that lady you want your change.
Now you're in a predicament, right? And that's not a big predicament when you're an adult, but when you're a kid, I'm sure that bicycle ride to the shop, you're going, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? The sky is going to fall in. All right, what happened?
Well, the whole way back to the shop, all I did was look for coins on the road.
Oh, that's clever.
As I was eagle-eyed as I walked into the shop looking for stray coins.
Yeah.
And I soon enough realized I was going to have to go home and tell him the truth. It's the hardest thing I ever did.
Is that where the story ends? Bet you learned your lesson. Did you carry on buying chappies with the change? I'm liking his voice notes, thank you. Brendan says 100% in the bath. I reckon you're in the bath. The thing is, when someone calls like that and it sounds like they're in the bath, I get a picture in my head. I start seeing, bath stuff. Just checking the lines. Sasta's sending me a whole lot of stuff, but she doesn't leave a voice note. I wish that Sasta would leave a voice note. News and politics, says Brendan. Get your audience up to date with the latest in current affairs. Culture. See, news and politics I'm not too keen on. I just have got no time for politicians. And I think that the news, all the news does is just amplify politicians' nonsense most of the time. Culture affects us all as soon as we're born. I do like that. Maybe we should run a show on culture. I do like that. Music, almost every radio station plays music, so don't just get it, play it, talk about it. Can't play commercial music on the show, that's the problem. Just cannot play any commercial music. TV and films, gaming, food and drink. Okay, Brendan, you're a much better producer than the rest of the crowd that are here tonight. And their suggestions, I gotta tell you. Behave, Tom. What did I do? I did nothing. I have been behaving. Yeah, we just haven't been able to get our producers to get a good topic tonight. It's very disappointing. I think I'm going to go. Just leave. So I thought we'd do a show where it's just you and me for an hour and we just bash around the messages, play a couple of games, take a couple of voice notes and see what that's like. And I'm going to continue playing with the format of the show. So if you've been watching every night, thank you. It's going to change from night to night until we find the right kind of mix and then mix it up from Monday to Friday. We'll work it out. Springboks versus France. Now that's a topic. Gary Pollock says that. Gary Pollock grew up with us in Springs. And my biggest memory of Gary's, my brother Nick was Gary's friend and they were playing one day. And Nick threw one of those, do you remember when you went to school, the big thing was when you got to an age where you had to get a protractor and one of those sets in the little tin box. And it had a compass. What do you call those things? It had a protractor, and it had one of those things that you put the pen in the paper, and it had a pencil, and you could draw a circle. I don't know what that implement is called. And it would have a ruler and a couple of things. And Nick threw that pointy thing across the room, and it hit Gary in the leg, and it was sticking out of his leg. We had to pull the protractor or whatever it's called out of Gary's leg, and Gary ran home. I don't think he was allowed to visit us after that. A compass? Yeah, a compass. That's right. Gary says he remembers that. I would also remember if someone threw a compass at me and it got stuck in my leg. Gary remembers that. Gary says Springboks versus France. Now that's a topic. Yeah, I need someone that knows about rugby. Oh, Nick says it was a dart. We've got the offender on board. We got the offender, the guy that threw the implement. I thought it was a protractor all these years, but my brothers just put me right and said it was a dart. Hopefully the two of them can make up. And they can forget the whole dart implement incident and the implement. Sasta Fantasta. Where's your voice note, Angel? Do I need to use a program like this to talk to you? Brendan says Brendan's taking the producer thing seriously. A good topic is people's hobbies. You know, I was thinking about that today. I was thinking we should do hobbies and we should do products. And then people can come and join me on the couch. So if you've got an interesting hobby, you can bring it into the studio and then sit here and then we'll take a look at whatever you do. Like maybe you grow bonsai trees. I'm obsessed with that. I'd like to do that. Hobbies, that's a good one. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. Hobbies, and maybe if you've got a business that makes stuff, maybe you make handbags or soap or candles or something. That'd be cool as well. Come in and we'll show your products off. I'm thinking we should do that. Helen says we should take the show on the road, like some of your videos you did all around. Yeah, one day we'll take the show on the road. We'll do it in front of people. We'll get everyone together. We'll do a live show with everyone in the room. That sound good? I'd like to do that. I think that would be fun. Brendan's on fire. What do people collect or build, etc.? I like this. You know, I'm missing that part of my brain. That's why I always had a producer for these shows. And I called for a producer tonight, and 99% of the people were just not good at it. But Brendan has got a future in radio production, I'm telling you. Alistair says, I make dog kennels and garden fences. How would that fit into your studio? Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. You could send some pictures. Gary said, I loved micro machines. No worries, buddy. I forgive you. See, we're mending fences on the show tonight. We're mending fences. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this hour. I didn't want to put too much in it, and I just wanted to get back to basics with you. And I wanted to spend some time on the couch with you. 60 minutes together, wherever you find yourself. And just relax. It's been a crazy day. Oh, wow. This is like, wow, Nick has just confessed. He said it sounds crazy, but it feels good to come clean. Yeah. We're mending fences on the show. Okay, Brendan sent some pictures in of what his mom made. We'll put those on the show tomorrow night. All right, perhaps we'll do that, right? You send me pictures of stuff you make on the WhatsApp line, and then I'll show them off. How's that? Do you like that idea? Really cool as always, Tom. Thank you. It's called fatigue. Remember, you can send a voice note or a photograph or a call to that number. See, like, why not pop some of the stuff you do? You've got a small business or a hobby and you make stuff, send it to that number. Send pictures to that number. We'll put it on the show tomorrow night. How's that? We'll show you off tomorrow night. That'd be cool. What's Benjamin saying? The Top London Show TLS 0007, it says violence or graphic content. Really? Have they said I've got violence or graphic content? Is it on this show that they've done that? Was that last night? Have I done 0007 twice? Oh good, if people see violence or graphic content, they'll definitely want to watch it. Benjamin said he'll bring pet rescue kits into the studio. Now there's an idea. Yeah, maybe we should get Ben into the studio. All right, we'll do that. Yeah. South African slang. Something only a South African will understand. Have a laugh as to, okay, we'll do that too. All right, we got a lot of stuff we can talk about, and we got a lot of time to talk, and we'll keep on talking. I'd like to thank you for joining me tonight. Don't forget that WhatsApp number you can use at any time. Send me pictures, send me voice notes, send me videos, show me your day, show me your house, show me your bath. Still no word from Sasta. Do I have to beg? Do I need to get on my knees and say, baby, please? Back again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. We'll show off some of the work that you do. Perhaps I'll show you a friend of mine called Barry's work. He's got a 3D printer. He prints some really amazing stuff. So perhaps we'll just load some stuff in the studio tomorrow night, and perhaps we'll take some of your pictures that you send to that voice note number, so WhatsApp number, and we'll put it up tomorrow. Let's show you off tomorrow night. Shall we do that? Let's show your... And by the way, perhaps if you want to do a video call, and you want to show me what you do, like you've got a workshop or you've got something that you do, and the easiest way to do it is with a video call, then just send me a message to that number saying you'll do a video call tomorrow night. Then we can cross over to your house and we can see what goes on there. So any hobbies you got, thank you, Brendan, for suggesting this, right? Any hobbies you got, any like small business products you make, anything interesting that goes on in your life that we could do a video call and you could show us, I'd like that. We can show some of your stuff off. And if you ever want to call from the bath in a video call, I'll take it. As long as we don't see too much and get chucked off Facebook. That would be disastrous. We've already got a banner over the video. I think it was because that guy fell out of the car. But he didn't hurt himself. I mean, that wasn't violent or graphic content. Facebook is like real... That'd be silly sometimes. Violent content, says Barry. Really? Video calls, especially in the bath, says Gary. Yeah, I'm with you, Gary. I think we should do some calls from the bath. I don't know if anyone would be brave enough to do it. I once had a caller call me and tell me she was lying in bed in her lingerie, and I told her to prove it, and then she drove through to the radio station and came into the studio in her lingerie. She was my favorite listener. Her name was Eva. Oh no, Lionel will be dragging everyone into his airy shed to show his model planes. Yeah, I'd like to see your model planes, Lionel. Let's do a video call. Thanks, Tom. Another good show. Well, it was an easy show tonight. Val says, been loving your shows, Tom. Thank you. Thank you too. That's Laura. Thank you, Laura. Sometimes I miss the comments and I read back after the show and I take a look and I listen, look at them, and I see every comment. And sometimes the next day people comment and I see those too. But anyway, it's time for me to go. I got to eat. I haven't eaten yet. I got a chop waiting for me in the kitchen. I'm going to cook myself a chop and some oven-fried chips. I'm going to spray them with my Antonio's sprayable olive oil. Greatest thing ever invented. Olive oil in a spray can. It's brilliant. Spray those on the chips and they're nice and crisp. So you know what I'm going to be doing when I finish the show. I get the oven on. I put a pan on and fry my chop and get my chips going and then some veggies, and I'm going to be eating a bit late tonight. So whatever you're up to in the world, wherever you are, whatever condition you find yourself in, I hope you have a good rest. I hope that when you join me again tomorrow, you're in fine form and Friday the 13th hasn't messed with you. And that you come back and spend some time in the company of friends and me as we laugh together, as we live together, as we love together, as we join hands and form a friendship club online together. That's what this show's about. So, once again, thank you for pressing the play button. I can't wait to be with you again tomorrow. I can't wait to see what you do. I think we should get into other people's houses. You've been in mine. It's time to get into yours. 9 p.m. tomorrow, 9 p.m. every Monday to Friday. The Tom London Show. Central Africa time is where you'll find us. If you're watching this video, post live. Thanks for pressing the play button. Come and join us live and meet some friends and join the fun. Until tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, I miss you already.